Hey there, flippers, and welcome back to Second Life Treasures. So on today's video, we are going to be doing another weekly run through where we're going to be looking at the top 10 sales for last week. As well as that, we've also got a couple of bits to go through that happened last week. So before we get into what happened last week, obviously there wasn't a video last week, but I will go into that as to why after we've gone through our first couple of sales. But for last week, it wasn't great. We are seeing a slide in regards to sort of revenue and profits, which I am currently working on to sort of get things back up to where we need it to be. So we had a total of 19 sales last week for a total revenue of £459.46. Total profit last week was £251.18, and that netted us a average ROI of 1,473%. So yeah, really happy from that respect, but yeah, still a lot more work to do on the profit side of things, especially if I am going to be carrying on full time. But with that in mind, let's jump over and have a look at the first sale for this week. So this is our number 10 sale. So our number 10 sale for the week is going to be a 32 DVD bundle. And I've had this listed for absolutely ages. But over the last few weeks, it has been getting a lot more views and yeah, a lot more activity on it. I was actually getting ready to switch it to an auction. I think the day before, the couple of days after it sold, was when I was originally going to switch it to an auction. But yeah, it sold, so I'm quite happy that it sold. As you can see there, the total order price was £19.99. Cost-wise, this cost all the DVDs within this bundle, I think, come from some charity shops. So the total investment in that was 49p. So yeah, was really happy with that. As I say, £19.99 was the sale price. Our total profit was £9.55, netting us a total ROI of 1,949%. So yeah, really, really happy with that. And actually, it did take me ages to find it because I thought I'd already packed this up in a box, but that was actually a different load of DVDs that I think have already sold as well because I couldn't find them either. Okay, so moving on to our number 9 sale, and this is something that is going to be in a future boot fair video. So this is a 1990s New York Yankees snapback baseball cap. This is a Twins Enterprise one. And yeah, picked this up in a bundle with a couple of other hats. Got all three hats listed. They're actually really good hats, all average price of about £20 each. So yeah, listed this. I think with this one we ended up taking an offer on it. I think it was originally listed. No, that was it. It was originally listed for £20, and I sent an offer of 17. And yeah, the buyer accepted that. So total cost for this was £2.34, with a sale price of £20.99, and that landed us an £11.49 profit with a total ROI of 491%. So yeah, really good pickup there, and yeah, a good start to the week, shall we say. So, as I said earlier on, there wasn't a video last week. And the reason for that is because on the Tuesday, I'd actually arranged to go out and do a big collection. So I had a viewer of the channel reach out to me and basically said that his boss had a warehouse that had a load of stuff in it. It was excess to them. They weren't interested in selling it. And would it be something I'd be interested in? So I was like, yeah, very much so. So what I'd done was I actually gave Nicky a call, brought him along as well. And yeah, we spent the day out there. It was over in Essex. Had a really good day. Actually, the guy that we met, Callum, was a great guy to meet. We had such a laugh while we were there with him. But yeah, unfortunately, sort of his boss sort of decided to. We couldn't come to a deal, let's say. So yeah, it was a bit unfortunate. We didn't end up coming back with anything. The bits that we were looking to pick up, some of it would have been for eBay, but I think most of it would have probably ended up with sort of boot fairs. So yeah, it is what it is. Things like that happen. But yeah, as I say, it was a real pleasure meeting Callum. And yeah, obviously for us, or sort of me especially, it's on to the next one. And that's the way I look at it. If I have a bad day at the boot fair, right, on to the next one. And yeah, it's not something that I get upset about. It's not something I get stressed about. If a deal's going to happen, a deal's going to happen. And yeah, it was just a bit of a shame. But me and Nikki had a good day out, and we actually started to put some plans in place as well. So hopefully we're going to be able to get those plans sort of in place over the next few weeks. And then hopefully there'll be a new announcement on the channel in a few weeks' time. But yeah, it all depends on sort of how things work out behind the scenes. So let's switch back and have a look at our number 7 sale for the day. So at number 7, we have got another staple for me, which is an Amazon Kindle Fire. It's Kindle Fire 7 5th generation, 8 gig. And yeah, as you've seen on sort of most of these videos now, these are a staple for me. They sell quite regularly. So yeah, whenever I see them, I pick them up. I will be honest, I haven't seen them at the boot fairs in quite a while. Yeah, can't remember the last time I picked up some Amazon Kindles. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. We're gonna have to maybe change up the boot fairs that we go to so that I can go back to places that I know I can get these. But yeah, it is what it is. So with the Kindle Fire 7, we paid £5 for this, sold for $24.99. Total profit on that was £12.88. If it was 200, I would be over the moon. £12.88 for a total ROI of 258%. And actually, I think this one is actually from a future boot fair video as well. This is probably going to be in this week's boot fair video. So we're actually heading out to Thamesmead in this week's video, which, yeah, it was dramatic, let's say that. It was very, very different from the normal boot fairs that we go to. So, yeah, that video is going to be out on Saturday. And then going on to our that was our number 8 sale for the day, for the week, sorry. Going on to our number 7 sale was a 1984 vintage pound puppy. This was a 16-inch grand paw with glasses. So I am really embarrassed to say, but the pound puppies are actually something that I picked up, I want to say, in my first year of reselling. And then the box for them was then put in the loft, and I kind of forgot about them. And yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago, I pulled the box down. The wife went through, cleaned everything in them. We got them all listed, and they've actually been selling really regularly for me. So yeah, that was a very missed opportunity for not selling them earlier on. But yeah, this one, because it was a big bundle we bought, we were into it for 94p. Total sale price was £23.99. For a total profit of £14.49, which was a ROI of 1,541. So yeah, really, really happy with that. So getting on to the subject of the video today, and it's all around sort of negative feedback. So last week I actually got some feedback on the eBay store. That was it. And yeah, it was for me, I actually found it quite funny. I say funny, I was amused at the comment because it was very much sort of out of my control. So let me switch back. I've got the bit of feedback of it, and obviously I have removed the buyer's name. But yeah, so the package was not wrapped in plastic. The box was wet because it was left on the ground. And I was a bit like, well, I don't wrap any of my boxes in plastic. I've never done it. And it probably won't be ever be something I will do, because basically it's an extra expense. And I just don't feel it's needed. And from my perspective, it is sort of how your mail carrier delivers it is not something I can control. So yeah, when I first read it, I was a bit like, okay, nothing I could do about it. So just moved on. But, and there was a big but to this one, because I then realised that this one actually went through global shipping. So for those of you that don't know, with the eBay's global shipping program, what you do is you actually send it to an eBay warehouse, and then they will basically open it up, check the item, repackage it, and then send it on to the buyer. So actually, I've got no control over how that item was packaged. It was, I had control from basically sort of here to the eBay warehouse, but from the eBay warehouse onwards, I didn't have any control. So I then remembered that with the global shipping, one thing you're protected against is damage in shipping. So what I did do is I jumped on a call with eBay, and the first agent I spoke to basically said that he couldn't do anything, and what I had to do was to go through the automated feedback removal tool. I did say to him on the call, the reason I don't use it is because it just automatically declines feedback every single time. And he assured me it wouldn't happen, and in this case, it would go through, and if not, just to give him a call back. So I went through, filled out the form, put all the information in, and a couple of hours later, got an email to say that my feedback removal was rejected. So yeah, shock horror there. But yeah, this story will continue in a minute, because what we'll do is we're going to jump back to the sales, and I'm actually on the computer screen already. So I thought I would switch back to the camera. Well, I forgot about that. So moving on to our number 6 sale for today, or for the week. It's the week, not today. And this is the 1999 Thunderbird City on Fire mini playset. So this was one of the playsets, or one of the sealed products that I bought in a bundle of Thunderbirds toys from the Sunday Boot Fair. I think it was on a video probably about a month or so ago, at least, I think. And yeah, so it works out that the cost of this was 75p. I think I paid like 25 pounds for a massive box full of it. So yeah, 75p were into this. As you can see, it sold for £26 and 24p. The reason that it's such a random number is because this was a cent offer. I think I had it originally down for £25, and then on a cent of 15% offer, which brought it down to £21.25, and then it had £4.99 shipping on it as well. So our total profit on that was £16 and 96p, for a total ROI of 2,261%. And then the number 5 sale for the week was actually something that was in last week's boot fair video. And this is the women's Birkenstow red top sandals. So yeah, I picked this up. There was I was at a seller's stall, and I was basically going through. They had a bag full of shoes. I was going through, and I pulled out a couple of Adidas flip-flops, which I later found out were fake. But then I also found one of these, and then it took me about another 10 minutes to actually find the other one. And I will have to say, this sale definitely goes, thanks to this sale, definitely goes out to Harry Tornado, because I've seen him pick these up loads of times. And he says how easy they are to sell for him, or how easy they sell for him. So as soon as I saw that one sandal, I made sure I found the other one. Got a really good price for these, actually. I think they yeah, I think I ended up, for the 3 pairs, I paid £5. So it works out, I'm into these for £1.67. So yeah, total sale price was $29.99. I think originally I had these up for $30 plus $4.99 shipping. And then received an offer on these for £25, accepted that straight away. And yeah, that netted us a total profit of £17.65. So yeah, really, really happy with them. Definitely something I'm going to be looking out for a bit more in the future. So, as I say, I put, with my regards to my negative feedback, I went through, done the automated feedback. That got rejected pretty much straight away. I think that was, it ended up, by the time the rejection come through, it's quite late in the day. So I left it until the following day, got back on a call with eBay, and yeah, basically the woman that I spoke to was actually really, really good. She went through, dealt with the feedback pretty much straight away, got it removed. And then actually we got talking into other things, because I wanted to, one of the big questions that I've had has been around the global shipping program. And the big question that I've always had is, why is it so different between the UK and the US? And the big difference that I've sort of seen and really sort of had questions about was around the returns. So yeah, I'll start again. So the reason why that was a bit of an issue for me was because in the US, if they send anything through global shipping, they don't have to deal with returns. If the buyer raises a return, eBay will automatically credit the buyer back, but don't take it off you as a seller. But over here in the UK, if we get a return through global shipping, eBay is completely hands off. They will not touch it with a barge pole. So we then have to deal with the return postage, and everything like that. And it is a real pain as a seller in the UK. So I actually just asked sort of what was the big reason for that. And she said that she had the same, she was actually wondering that herself after talking with me. So she'd go away and find out. Unfortunately, when she phoned me back, my phone didn't go off for some reason. It didn't ring on my phone for some reason. I just ended up getting an email saying that eBay tried to phone me. And I'm like, no, you didn't. So yeah, I wasn't actually able to get the question answered. But yeah, for me, that is a big issue that I have with the global shipping. But what I'll do is I'll go into my opinions on global shipping in a minute. Let's jump back and look at our next sale for the week. And this is going to be our number 4 sale. So this was the Sony BDP S570 3D Blu-ray player. It did come with the remote. This was actually something that I picked up from my charity shop. I hadn't been in there in ages. Went in. I actually had, the reason I went in there, actually, I had to go in there because I had something that I was selling for them. I'd been listed on my eBay for about 2 years at the time. And it eventually sold a couple of weeks ago. So I went in to basically give them the money for that sale. And yeah, while I was in there, sort of had a look through, obviously hadn't been in there in ages. So I managed to pick up, I think it was about 4 or 5 Blu-rays, DVD sort of HDRs, everything like that. Got some really good pickups there. And actually, I've already had some sales from there. I think not last week, the week before, we had the wireless headphones. They sold. This was from that same pickup. So yeah, really happy with this. So I was into this for £5. Total sale price was £36.99, which landed us a total profit of £17.98 for a total ROI of 360%. So yeah, I would admit I'm more than happy to pick these up whenever they come up, because they always do really well for me. And then moving on to our number 3 best sale of the week. This is another future boot fair pickup, I'm afraid. So this one, we actually went through the global shipping program, which is quite apt for our current topic. So this is Merlin, the complete collection. This is series 1 to 5. So these are all sort of DVD box sets. and then Series 4 and 5 were actually brand new and sealed. So this was one I think this sold within like a day, maybe two at most. It was a very quick sale for me, so yeah, really happy with that. So for these, paid £8 for all of the DVDs, or all of the box sets, sorry. Total sale price was £43.99. It says £47.62 down in the bottom corner there, but I'm assuming that sales tax is something that the buyers charge, but doesn't come to me. That's something that eBay deals with. I think that's like in the US, where you have sales tax. eBay will basically take the sales tax and then pay it to the state that it needs to be paid in. I think it's something similar to that, but I'm not too sure where this went to actually. So our total profit on those was £18.65 for a total ROI of 233%. So yeah, really happy with that. As I say, it was something that I saw all 5 box sets there, looked them up while I was at the boot fair, and yeah, they sell for really good money. So got them listed and was really surprised at how quick they sold. So, as I was saying a minute ago, with regards to sort of global shipping, I will be honest, my opinion, I like global shipping. As I say, if the sale goes smoothly, global shipping is an outstanding system. It is just on that odd occasion when there are issues and there is a return that has to be done. I would like, even if eBay was just to ship it back to us, and then we basically refund the buyer as we would do here in the UK. But yeah, I think for me, the fact that eBay leave you sort of high and dry when you're dealing with returns on global shipping, and then over in the US, it's so different. It just doesn't sit well with me, and it really, I really don't like it. I will say, actually, I was talking with someone at the boot fair this weekend, and I'm really sorry I didn't get your name while we were there. It's someone that said he watches the channel, and he was actually saying that they are bringing in a load more sort of rules and regulations around global shipping, and he reckons from the sounds of it, if what he was saying is going to come to pass, it will pretty much kill global shipping, because it's going to be forms and paperwork and just so much more involved in it. I think a lot of sellers will just say it's not worth it. What I'll do is I'll do a bit more research into it, and I will try and bring that up as a subject on next week's video. But yeah, I think if they make it too complicated, a lot of sellers are just going to say it's not worth the hassle, as well as obviously if it's going to be a hassle to send the items, and then you've then got to manage the hassle of getting the items back if there's a problem. I just think, yeah, a lot of sellers just won't do it. But yeah, dependent on sort of what's happening. As it stands at the moment, I'm quite happy with global shipping. As I say, it is great if the sale goes perfectly, but if there's any problems, that is when it can become a bit of a pain. So before we wrap up the video, let's quickly jump over and have a look at our number 2 sale. So this is the Tolino, I'm going to say Tolino page. And this is actually an item that we have already sold recently. This is one of the items that I picked up from Dumpster Diving UK when he was at the Sunday Boot Fair. And yeah, ended up, it sold. I sent it out, and then the day that the buyer received it, basically sent me a message and raised a return, because I will admit, it was completely my fault. I had actually mislabeled the model. So I'd actually put it down as a different model. And yeah, it was completely on me. So I was like, yeah, not a problem. Package it up, send it back, and I'll do you a full refund. And then what I'd done was when it come back, I relisted it, making sure I put the correct model on it this time. So yeah, it was actually, I think the previous one I sold, I called it the Swift, when actually it was the Page. And what made it even worse was if you look at the photos that I've taken, the photo that I took of the rear of it actually had the model, the sort of the model name on it, and I just completely missed it. So yeah, it was completely down to me. So with the return and everything like that, we were actually into this for £8 and 3p. So that was 2 lots of shipping, the packaging, and then also the initial purchase price, which I think it was £1. But we sold it for $39.99, making us a total profit of £22 and 4p for a total ROI of 274%. So yeah, as I say, mistakes happen. If I make a mistake, I'm more than happy to put my hands up and get it dealt with. But I will say the next sale, there was no mistake in it. It was definitely our best sale of the week. And that was the Yashica Minister 700 camera. That's what I'm going to call it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So this was actually a vintage camera that I picked up yonks ago. I can't even tell you when I picked this up. It was that long ago. I don't even think it was in the last 12 months. I think it's even older than that. But yeah, originally I paid £2.50 for it. As you can see there, we've got an absolutely stonking price for it. So it sold for £84 and 99p. Once again, this is another item that went through the global shipping program. So the total order price was for £91 and 19p. But I received £84 and 99p. So that landed us a total profit of £68 and 12p, which was a total ROI of 2,725%. So yeah, I will say there are items like this that I will keep on the store. I will sort of play about with the pricing. I think originally this was priced up at 90, and then when the last time I relisted it with a price of 80, which was just below sort of market price. And yeah, it sold, so I'm quite happy to see it go out. And for the sort of profit that we got on it, it was really, really good. So yeah, as I say, we've had some good sales this week, but yeah, just not the numbers that we need. So yeah, looking at the sales that we've had sort of below, sort of like from number 10 down, the profit's minimal. So I think the lowest profit today was a Lego City monster truck. So this was brand new and sealed. Picked it up at the Sunday Boot Fair for £7. Sold for $14.99. Once all of our fees and everything like that were in, we made a total profit of £1 and 39p. So yeah, normally I wouldn't have listed it, but the fact that I was into it for so much, I was like, I'm just going to list it, and even if I just break even, get my £7 back. So yeah, not great, but it is what it is. And yeah, onwards and upwards as we say. I have obviously been out to the boot fairs this weekend, got some really good bits actually, so you'll see that in a few weeks' time. And yeah, as I say, this week's video, we're going to be heading out to Thamesmead. And yeah, that is, as I said earlier on, it's a very different type of boot fair. Just from not even the way that it's run. I'm on about the people that go there. It was a very aggressive boot fair. So yeah, join me on Saturday for that one. So yeah, with that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.